missionaries crowded around the observation windows, talking with each other. Never before had humans attempted to create their own sun. The consequences and the commercial possibilities were far-reaching. Chairman Basil Wenceslas noticed Margaret standing alone. When a small-statured server compy came by bearing a tray filled with expensive champagne, the powerful chairman of the Terran Hanseatic League snagged 2 extruded polymer glasses and walked over to her, proud and beaming. "Less than an hour to go." She dutifully accepted the glass and indulged him by taking a drink. Since the reprocessed air of the observation platform affected the senses of smell and taste, a cheaper champagne would probably have tasted as good. "I'll be glad when it's over, Mr. Chairman. I prefer to spend my time on empty worlds, listening for the whispers of a long-dead civilization. Here, there are too many people for me." Across the deck she saw a green priest sitting silent and alone. The emerald-skinned man was there to provide instantaneous telepathic communication in case of emergency. Outside the observation platform hung a ceremonial fleet of alien warliners, 7 spectacular ships from the solar navy of the Ildirans, the benevolent humanoid race that had helped mankind spread across the stars. The beautifully decorated Ildiran ships had taken up positions where they could observe the spectacular test. "I understand perfectly," the chairman said. "I try to stay out of the limelight myself." Wenceslas was a distinguished man, one of those people who grew more attractive and sophisticated with each passing year, as if he learned how to be suave rather than forgot how to be physically fit. He sipped his champagne, but so slightly that it barely seemed to wet his lips. "Waiting is always so hard, isn't it? You're not accustomed to working with such a rigid time clock." She answered him with a polite laugh. "Archaeology is not meant to be rushed. Unlike business." Margaret just wished she could get back to work. The chairman touched his champagne glass against Margaret's like a kiss of crystal. "You and your husband are an investment that has certainly paid off for the Hanseatic League." The xenoarchaeologists had long been sponsored by the Hansa, but the star-igniting technology she and Lewis had discovered would be worth more than all the archaeology budgets combined. Working in the cool emptiness of Corybus, sifting through the ideographs painted on the walls of Klikiss ruins, Margaret had been able to match up the precise coordinates of neutrons, stars, and pulsars scattered around the spiral arm, comparing them with maps developed by the Hansa. This single correlation caused an avalanche of subsequent breakthroughs. By comparing the coordinates of neutron stars from the Klikiss drawings with known stellar drift, she had been able to back-calculate how old the maps were. Thus, she determined that the Klikiss race had disappeared 5,000 years ago. Using the coordinates and diagrams as a key, as well as all the other information compiled on numerous digs, Lewis, with his engineering bent, had deciphered Klikiss mathematical notations, thereby allowing him to figure out the basic functioning of the torch. The chairman's grey eyes became harder, all business now. "I promise you this, Margaret. If the Klikiss Torch does function as expected, choose any site you wish, any planet you've wanted to explore, and I will personally see that you have all the funding you require." Margaret clinked her glass against his in a return toast. "I'll take advantage of that offer, Mr. Chairman. In fact, Lewis and I have a likely site already picked out. The previously untouched ghost world of Reendick Co., full of mysteries, pristine territory, uncatalogued ruins. But first they had to do their duty dance here and endure the public accolades after they ignited the gas world below. Margaret went to stand beside Lewis. She slipped her arm through his as he struck up a conversation with the patient green priest who waited beside his potted world tree sapling. She could hardly wait for the experiment to be finished. To her, an empty ancient city was far more exciting than setting a whole planet ablaze. Chapter 2. Basil Wenceslas. Quiet and unassuming,